is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ruckus Wrastling. I am Josh, alongside my tag team partner in this journey, Justin Toner. How are we doing today, sir?
Pretty good, despite wrestling world being a little bit got lit on fire this week. I had a nice Easter weekend with my family.
That's
hang out
good.
with my niece and nephew, so it was
That's
all good.
Yeah.
I was able to squeeze in Stand and Deliver on Saturday night. I watched it in parts because we were at my sister's and we were watching Final Four on HBO Max. My brother-in-law asked me, because they didn't have it or regular cable. He's like, you have an HBO Max subscription so we can watch Final Four? I was like, yep, I'll take care of it. It's like, so we watched Final Four. Well, game and a half, because at halftime of Arizona Michigan, I went upstairs to finish watching Stand and Deliver because that game was over.
Yeah, unlike the Duke UConn game, which was not over at halftime, the Michigan Arizona game definitely was over at halftime.
Yeah,
it was definitely over there.
Illinois UConn was a lot more entertaining.
Yes, even though Illinois could not put the beach ball in the ocean.
It was funny. My brother-in-law is from Chicago, so he's rooting for Illinois. But my nephew, for his bracket, was rooting for UConn. It was very funny.
Yeah. No, but congratulations to Michigan men and congratulations to the UCLA women. As we said, me and Soul on our Rev Sports Wrap It Up, airing every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. We talked about that yesterday. Congratulations to them and to everyone that won your bracket challenges. Some people won the women's, which was me. Some people barely lost the men's bracket challenge, which was me. This show is not about me, but I'm going to just say me for the seventh time in a 2-second span. But you know what this show really is about is wrestling. And someone that we haven't seen is Powerhouse Keys Hobbs, Royce, the 5'9", Royce Keys. We finally are going to get Royce Keys on WWE television, not a pay-per-view. Tomorrow night, they've aired a vignette. Sure, and I'm glad he's on SmackDown because they sure as hell need it.
They need him, and plus having him and Oba on the same show would have been a bad idea.
Yes, yeah, it would have been a bad idea.
It looks like I think pretty much Oba belongs to Raw at this point. So, yeah, they need to keep those two apart. So, yeah.
Which with Royce, I found it interesting because Triple H was on Cody's podcast and he was saying that AJ Styles went up to him when he first got there. And of course, you can take what Triple H says. There's some truth in there, but he's also going to spin it to hype some other stuff. But he was saying that AJ says that every new person should go to NXT. Now, whether or not he means just a performance center, just to get the basics down and then be on the main roster, which maybe that's Royce was doing and not actually being on the show, because I think if they're on NXT, but they're getting paid main roster money, I think there's a difference there in the contracts. I think and I've read between the lines in his comment, it's not that they need to go do what Ricky is doing and what Blake's doing and what Ethan is doing, or even Joe, but just at least go to the Performance Center, get used to how they do shows and the whole system. I think that is what Triple H and AJ Styles were meaning.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why he was doing a lot of like dark matches and like main event stuff, kind of just like as like a warm up.
Right.
Get used to WWE stuff before they figure it out. Well, obviously they must have something in mind for him if they're having him debut. So it's like,
right.
Probably he's not going to be factored into WrestleMania or anything, but we'll see what happens after Mania.
Right.
So it's a case of it's about fucking time, honestly.
Right.
It's like he has not been featured since the Rumble. So it's like, and we've been wondering like where the F is he?
No, as we saw him in AEW, like there is talent, there is something there that is untapped.
Oh yeah.
Now sometimes an AEW person will go to WWE and not do any or get underutilized, which we've said that about Rusev. We said that about Rey Fenix. There have been those AEW stars in a sense that were very shown that were on AEW television week after week, week in, week out.
Yeah.
And then, but you can tell that they've reached their plateau. They reached their ceiling of what they could do at AEW. And then they're like, all right, let's see them in WWE. And then they just don't do anything. Or they get underutilized. And Ethan Page, for example, like they didn't know what to do with him. Immediately he becomes Ethan Page in NXT. Ricky's Ricky. Like you can take what you want there. But like Aleister Black, it's taken a little bit for him to get really back to where he was. Andrade AEW's finally doing something with Andrade, where she's gone back. That thought is in my mind of maybe they just signed him and they didn't know what to do with them. But you got to know what you're doing with them, or you wouldn't pay them the money.
Right,
taking another toy away from Tony. So I don't know. I am very interested. Like we were saying, we saw the potential in what Royce Powerhouse. I'm going to get used to Royce Keys. I really am. But right, I still call him Powerhouse. So we'll see what Powerhouse does. I'm excited to see what they do with him. Based on the booking of SmackDown, makes me a little nervous. But it is what it is with that. Are you nervous? Excitedly nervous? Like I don't know what to do with here, but we're finally getting Royce on WWE television.
I'm just happy that he's probably going to be on TV and hopefully get some kind of direction. It's like, I mean, nothing like super concrete because Mania's just around the corner, but at least kind of like tease maybe like where who's he going to go after first? Who may he feud with first? Hopefully we'll get something like that.
Yeah. Another news. The reason we haven't gotten the match between Io and Asuka is because Nikki Bella's apparently got an injury, and we don't know if she's cleared yet. So they're holding back booking the match between Io and Asuka that they might need to have the Kabuki Warriors fill in. That is
which doesn't make any sense to me because if Nikki's injured, the Bellas can't be in the match. Just make it a triple threat.
Yeah,
they don't need to add. They don't need to replace them. Just have it be a triple threat between their Super Forces, Charlexa, and Lyra Bailey. It's like problem solved.
At the end of the day,
because we want Io Asuka, we fucking want that match, like now. It's like so. That doesn't make any sense to me.
You're going to leave Io Sky off the WrestleMania card. Makes no sense to me. Yeah. She goes from having a match on WrestleMania against Asuka, which would tear down the house if they gave them time, to basically being a run-in to help Rhea.
Yep.
I know, like we'll get into the fact of how far Jey Uso has fallen since his WrestleMania last year. But we can understand. I can see that.
Yes.
Io it's just pivoting and just bad luck booking.
I think they'll get the Io Asuka match at Mania like it should be. So I'm quite hopeful for that in that regard.
Yeah. So any other nuggets that you saw that you want to discuss as far as news wise?
We're going to talk about what the shit show on SmackDown here in a second. I don't think there's anything else major that I'm aware of. I mean, Tony's been out there getting interviewed a lot about stuff. I think that's about it. I mean, nothing else major outside of what's been happening on the shows that we need to go over. It's like in Mania's on the corner. We got stand. Let's go. We got the shows and we got Stand and Deliver to go over. Also, we got to talk about dynasties on Sunday. So it's like, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Let's talk. Let's just get SmackDown over the.
Let's
rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Sorry, I gotta go to Raw here.
Let's do it.
You sure? I guess per our contract we have to that we never signed, but we're going to do it. I guess we're going to have to go over SmackDown. Show opened with Randy Orton cut a kind of a babyface-esque promo. Cody comes out to fight when Pat McAfee shows up and low blows Cody, being the guy that was on the phone. Orton and McAfee beat up on Cody, and Pat cuts a heel-style promo about bringing back the old wrestling and not 5 guys and Iron Man matches in the main event. And everyone is confused as F about what they just saw, and no one really cared for it. If you don't have to be on the internet to feel like, oh my gosh, what the heck was that? Rhea defeated Michin after BFAB attacked Rhea, which brought out Io for the save. Cue the lamb chop music, guys, as Uncle Howdy defeated Tama Tonga. Yet this time, Tonga took the lantern out of Solo's hand and gave it to Howdy. Please stop. We had a segment with Trick and Lil Yachty, which prompted Sammy to come out to confront. Problem is, Trick is more over than Sammy. Carmelo did show up, not liking how things went down last week, and challenged Sammy to a rematch. Then Jacob Fatu had a tape promo. Aleister Black defeated Matt Cardona. Charlexa defeated Bayley and Lyra. Nia and Lash cleared the ring after. McIntyre responds to Jacob Fatu. Truth and Priest defeat Miz and Kit thanks to Danhausen cursing the referee. Don't just take that what you will. Cody rips into TKO. And then in the main event, Sami Zayn defeated Carmelo Hayes in the best match of the night. It wasn't even to close out the show. It really wasn't even, like, honestly, the second best match of the night was the Danhausen bit. Yeah. That's the type of show that we got. Nothing against Danhausen. That was hilarious, and I really liked it. And it took me back to some cool stuff. That was funny. But that shouldn't be the second best match of the night.
No,
I don't. This is what happens when you have people who don't know wrestling have the higher ups of telling people, have the power to tell people who know wrestling what to do with wrestling.
Exactamente.
There is an art form to this. Some people might sit there and say, oh, I can't believe you watch wrestling. There is an art form to it. We understand it's storytelling. It's live action, week in, week out stuff. And all you care about is a bottom dollar. It still is an art form, guys. And you're biting the hand that feeds you, which is the audience, which CM Punk obviously went off on them for. But you think shoving Pat McAfee, and all thing is, I'm a Pat McAfee fan. Is he kind of over crazy on and not everyone's cup of tea? I get it. But he's brought up the best Michael Cole we ever saw on commentary, because ever since he's went away, Michael Cole went back to the pull the pin and promote this thing type of audience. And then also I just enjoy Pat McAfee's stuff that he does on his podcast and everything like that. This is not a Pat McAfee thing. This is a TKO problem.
Yeah.
So Pat's doing the best he can with the fact that he's got talked into. I don't know how much money he got paid to do it. And he's trying to get this over. This is ruining the whole aspect of Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. It's totally taken me out of it because of all people, Randy Orton's going to pair up with Pat McAfee. And of course, Cody basically said the same thing. And for you kids out there that don't realize that WCW at the height of their powers and the NWO, Cody Rhodes basically said it perfectly. That's like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall's third man was Disco Inferno.
Right. That was such a fucking killer line.
Yeah. And freaking Disco Inferno is at home being like, what did I do? But yeah, we've got a TKO problem, and Triple H is at its wit's end because they're going to put the blame on him. And to sit there and say that he is not 100% without fault is wrong.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. But some of these, like, I don't get that. Why are we doing this? You're force feeding these celebrities to us. It just doesn't. The track record of Triple H's booking doesn't match what we're seeing.
Right.
On certain things. So this is just some BS crap. Yeah. Thank God the card's not good.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I ended up watching this live because my during the D&D game, I got canceled on Good Friday. So, boy, did I get treated to a shit show. Because, like, when that McAfee rule happened, I was literally like, what the F is this BS? Because that made no sense whatsoever. I'll agree with a lot of people said some of the stuff he was saying was good, but it was coming out of the wrong person's mouth because him being the one behind the phone makes no effing sense.
No.
And then it finally made sense why he's involved when reports came out that this came down from Ari Emanuel himself, that he wanted McAfee involved. He initially turned this down in the first place, and then they talked him into it when they couldn't find someone else because they wanted a celebrity. And apparently Ari Emanuel, for some reason, thinks that Pat McAfee is going to be the next Sylvester Stallone. Are you fucking kidding me? When I heard that, I was like, that is one of the dumbest motherfucking things I've ever heard. It's like, look, I had nothing against McAfee in the past. He's been entertaining for the most part with like stuff he's done, all going all the way back to his NXT days, stuff with Adam Cole. And I never didn't mind him on commentary. Some people like him, some people don't. You know, if he's not your cup of tea, that's fine. But it's like they had so many other people that could have filled this role perfectly, like Kevin Owens. Even if he's not cleared to wrestle, Kevin Owens would have been the perfect, and it would have made sense storyline wise. Him shitting all over Cody as to why the ticket sales were going. I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking disaster. And then it's like, I saw the reaction online and everybody's like, what the bleep is this? Bleep and bleep, bleep. What? It's like, I tell you, man, it's like, I've seen some rants before, but man, it's like there's some epic rants that came from some people about how awful this was. You know, It's like, and then obviously, you know, you could tell that Damage Control had already begun when they sent Cody out there to cut an unscripted promo and included being able to go completely off the cuff with that, especially with that Disco Inferno dig.
That did pop me.
Yeah,
said I was like, oh man, Disco taking strays, but he's right though.
He's right. And then, you know, that would have been one thing if that, as bad as that was, and really has put a major stain on the build to this match, which this didn't need it. These guys have 20 years of fucking history. Mm-hmm. Deep history that goes back years, decades. And instead we get this. They think that the match needed this to help get people excited to get more tickets sold. It's like Punk said, lower the fucking ticket prices, you dumb motherfuckers, because you're so fucking greedy that, number one, you chose to, instead of going to New Orleans, go back to Vegas. Because number two, you raised the ticket prices even more. Maybe that's why the sales are down almost 20% this year. And then you got the shit creative. You got shit builds for some of the matches, which is unfortunate because some of them on paper are really fucking good. You know, and then one of your top two main events for the weekend, and you do this to the build and completely fudge everything up like this. It's like, oh my God,
doesn't make any sense.
It's just something else.
It's a weird decision, and you think that Pat McAfee is going
to
move the needle?
It's like these, you know, Ari Emanuel, these guys, they should not be. They think they know what they're doing, and they don't have a fucking clue. And you're right. It's like in the second part is, you know, even though he has made plenty of mistakes, and we've talked about this, you know, over the last year with some of his booking decisions, you know, and the creative, you know, it's you know, I feel bad for Triple H. He has to deal with this shit. Mm-hmm. It's like that, you know, Ari Emanuel and the other people up above are interfering with WrestleMania like this and fucking things up even more than it's already fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, and plus, you know, on top of this, they've had to deal with all the fucking injuries and having to change so many of the storylines and matches. It's not even funny. No. So it's like, if we get a good WrestleMania out of all of this mess, it will be a miracle.
Right.
Like, I really hope so. Mm-hmm. Because, and then the rest of the show, was just full of so much boring.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying with the Rhea Jade feud, and it's just like it sucks because as much as I love media, it's like it's like I'll quote Stephen A. Smith: "We don't care, we just don't care."
And the thing was that match wasn't bad. Like it
No,
showed
it
how
wasn't.
good Michin is.
No, it wasn't. The only highlight was Io coming out to help. I was just like, that actually put me in a good mood for the first time I was watching the show when Io showed up.
Yeah,
because I was not in a good mood after the Pat McAfee reveal.
No, that's the thing is that was so bad that it just took you out of the rest of the show.
It did.
And you couldn't recover from it other than the Disco Inferno line and the Sami Zayn, Carmelo Hayes, which, shocker, Carmelo Hayes is really, really good.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking, another thing that pissed me off, you're going to take the title off Carmelo Hayes, who has been helping carrying this shit show to the best of his abilities for the last couple months, being the U.S. champion. You're going to take the title off him before Mania and not have him have a match at Mania? That is a absolutely fucking crime.
Yeah.
It's like
crime.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, because it's not when I said,
and then they have him lose again to Sami clean.
Right.
Yes, it was a little screwy that he kind of cheated because he took advantage of the fact that Carmelo was hurt. It's like, but if you're going to start into the match, you could have had a clusterfuck again, and then it would have been an easy booking justification to insert him into the match and make it a triple threat. But then this happens. I'm like, are you kidding me? As good as the match was, I'm like, are you kidding me? You're going to leave him off the Mania card? That is so fucking unfair to this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, for the people in the back, it's like, just listen to that crowd. That crowd was super pro Carmelo, and they were fucking booing Sami Zayn. Mm-hmm. That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah.
About how much the fans are invested in Carmelo Hayes at this point.
Yeah. I will say this, though. Jacob and Drew are going to tear the freaking house down at Mania.
That was also one of the few bright spots was those promos from those two. That's exactly what I would expect from those two, and I am really looking forward to them beating the fuck out of each other in that unsanctioned match.
Yeah. I never thought I would laugh at the most goofiest, dumbest thing ever than that damn referee. Like
the referee got cursed. Okay. It's like it is funny. I love that Danhausen went in the back and reversed the curse because he didn't mean to curse the referee. He was trying to curse Miz, and so he reversed the curse on him.
and as soon as he left, the referee's like, "Oh yeah, okay."
I feel much better as soon as he removed it. Whatever. It's like Danhausen is really one of the bright spots that how they have treated him and how they treated him cursing people as like you don't want that to happen because shit's about to go bad for you if he curses you. It's like
and him and Truth calling Danhausen Oscar.
Okay, that was funny.
That was funny. The tag thing, dude. Shout out to the Miz. Like he makes that shit work too.
God bless him for the work he tries to do. So it's like.
I mean, you got to give your props to that. You hand him this piece of crap and he's going to make it work.
Yeah. The tag match was fine. It was a decent match. It's like, they're just doing the usual stuff with that where it's like, it's like they're taking turns fighting each other and the big brawls, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Typical build. It's like, it's, I like the Aleister Black's winning matches, even if it was at the expense of Matt Cardona, at least that's going somewhere. I think that's about it, really. I saw people giving shit for more celebrity involvement about Will Yachty, but I do appreciate they fire back that it's like he said, how much he loves WWE and wrestling and that he's excited to be involved and he doesn't appreciate people shitting all over. And that's fair. It's just that people people are understandably upset that you got all these celebrities involved, and it feels like, in some cases, legitimately, that they're taking spots away from people who should be on the card. It's like, but Yachty's not like doing a match like I Show Speed is.
No, but I
like,
don't think I Show Speed's taking anybody off the card that wasn't already going to
Yeah,
be
exactly.
the card it was. So, I mean, I can say it. And Ben, look, plus, every celebrity that is involved is even though there's a plethora of way too many, every one of them is giving everything they can to make it amazing. And they're fans and they appreciate it. You can tell they care.
Yeah, you can tell that, everybody, Jelly Roll and all the guys here that we're talking about, they love wrestling. They love WWE, and they're putting in the work. This is not just like, oh, I'm just here to make money, blah, blah, blah. Just phone it in. You can tell that they really enjoy being there, and they're putting in the effort. It's like Jelly Roll's you can see the effort he's been putting in the ring ever since he started doing in the ring stuff. And you can definitely tell I Show Speed's invested, because why else would he allow LA Knight to show up at his own house and punch him the fuck out with brass knuckles on a live stream?
Yeah, and he's in
and selling it like that was legitimate.
Yeah,
that it was like
selling it like it's legitimate. And just, does he overact? Sure, but he's a streamer. I mean, he's not like he's taking acting classes.
He's fucking committed to making this seem like this is like real shit.
And he's gonna take a stupid ass bump at WrestleMania. You just know he will.
Yeah.
What's up, Caden?
Hey, Caden. You didn't miss much. We just ranted about the shit show that was SmackDown. We're about to move on here in a second. So, it's like...
you came in just the right time as we got done, because I think we at this point, we have to cover SmackDown based on the fact that this is a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And that show does exist.
So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go to Stand and Deliver to, like, as the palate cleanser, or do you want to push that Stand and Deliver recap?
We'll do Stand and Deliver right into NXT, just kind of how we do with AEW and their pay-per-views. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was. SmackDown was.
It wasn't just a shit down; it was a letdown.
Yeah, it was both.
Which is also a shit down, but
then all right, we'll go to Raw, and we'll go to Raw Dynamite, and then we'll finish off with both Stand and Deliver, then edit the Fallout on NXT on Tuesday. So that sounds like good. And then we'll go over the Dynasty card, close out things, and give some predictions on where we think where the matches are going to go.
Sounds
well. Let's go to a much better show.
Yeah, much better.
All hail CM Punk. Let's go to Raw.
With hardly any actual wrestling on the show, but it was still good.
Yes,
surprisingly. But yeah,
definitely better than.
Literally Olufemi's music. You can't tell me otherwise. I don't know how we found that in the music when we were doing this stuff. Shout out to Tushka for finding it. All right, on Raw, CM Punk cuts like a 30 to 45 minute promo in a pipe, basically another pipe bomb, and goes after everyone: Roman, The Rock, Pat McAfee, Vince, R. Emanuel, ticket prices. Just awesome stuff by Pepsi Phil. I Show Speed had another fun interaction with Danhausen. Pierce advised Speed to leave, but Logan and Theory talked him out of it. And as Pierce said, should have left. Theory defeated LA Knight in a stupid ass roll up, but the Usos came out to confront Speed. And after the match, LA asked Pierce to make a 6-man tag official, which he did. Finn Balor and Jade McDonough never happened, and Dom blindsided Finn on his way to the ring, where JD and Dom did a 2-on-1 beatdown. Also, Finn is bringing back the Demon for WrestleMania. I wish they would have just had a surprise, but ticket prices and ticket sales.
That's the only reason that they already gave away that he's bringing the Demon back, is to try to get some more tickets.
Right. The pre-tape promo between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch had another solid back and forth between the two. It took a little longer than we thought, but they're clicking now, and I'm excited. Bayley defeated Last Legend. Rollins cut a promo on the Vision before he could address Gunther. He attacked Rollins from behind, but Rollins escaped, which ended in a pull-apart brawl. Heyman waited to say thank you to Gunther, which Gunther responded that he wants more than a thank you. Penta, Javon Evans, and Dragon Lee defeated Los Americanos, which that cutter, I think he could have grabbed a title belt for his high up as he jumped. Rey Mysterio came out after the match and declared himself in the ladder match. I was like this close to thinking he was going to bring out Rey Fenix.
I know.
Rio defeated B-Fab and Michin. The Hills beat down EO after, as Rio was held down and watched. Liv and Roxanne brutally butted heads when Stephanie attacked Liv from behind and put Liv through a TV. Thankfully, both Liv and Roxanne are fine, but they've got nice little shiners on their little bumps on the forehead to show that. And then Oba and Brock close the show the only way they know how, and that's in pure chaos. In a world of feuds I can't wait to end, I want this one to go on forever. And here's what I'll say about Brock and Oba, because we're probably going to talk about CM Punk's promo for majority of this recap. This is the best build to me. The Oba Brock is the best build, and they have said on a microphone maybe 4 words.
Yep.
In this whole build, this is just pure. This is how you do wrestling, Ari.
This is how you hype a WrestleMania match and get the fans excited. They are fucking invested in this match.
You give them just enough that you dangle. This is the biggest dangling of a carrot.
Yeah. Yeah. Originally, the best build was Punk and Roman. It is still one of the best builds.
It's top 2.
But Oba Brock has been done to just about almost 100% perfection at this point. And the fans are so pumped for those two to throw down at WrestleMania. It's not even funny. It's great. Because I was excited the prospect all the way back at the Rumble, those two having a match at Mania. It's like they're doing a good job of hyping that up. So that's fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
The 6-man tag, I saw that coming. That's fine. We got confirmation that the Demon's coming back. So Dirty Dom is dead fucking meat. Love it. If they bring it back, that means he better win, because the last 2 times we saw the Demon, he lost both times. And it was like, which sucked. Definitely hurt that. So it's been a couple years since we last saw the Demon. So hopefully, it's like he should be winning this match anyway. I appreciate that they did what I was hoping they would do as for why Gunther is getting involved in the Seth Rollins Vision feud. He wants a favor, and there's only one favor that he's going to ask for. He's going to want Brock at SummerSlam in Minnesota.
It's the easiest way to make this make sense, because it's not what they wanted to do at the time, but they have to. It kind of forced their hand because of the injuries, which makes no sense because they didn't want. Basically, this is all a Braun Breaker situation.
I agree with JD from New York's take on this. I think, yes, they originally wanted to do Gunther versus Ray with his career in the line, but Ray's like, I don't want to retire yet, guys. If anyone's going to retire me, it's going to be my son.
Yeah.
So no. So they're like, okay. So even though he was cleared, they're like, okay, Ray doesn't want to do that. Okay, now we're going to have to pivot. And this is what they came up with. And since they gave a good explanation to where he's like, I'm going to want more than just a thank you. It's like, I was like, there it is. That's all we needed.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to get the Gunther Brock match that we thought we were going to get a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen.
Just, I pray for whoever is going to have to get handed to the beast in between.
Because if we see what they're going to have Brock do in the meantime, we'll see.
Unless him and Oba are going to just fight forever until SummerSlam, which I'm actually okay with at this point.
More than one match, I don't mind. Like if they do they run it back again between the two of them at Backlash, I'm not going to mind that, especially if the match is off the hook at Mania. So it's like,
yeah. Do you think that they're doing it? Why hasn't Oba talked? Because the dude's a talker. We know that. If you've watched,
I don't know. They should give him a little bit of talk because we've seen how good a talker he's become. So
yeah. Obviously, they don't need.
We'll see. We still got we got one more Raw before WrestleMania next week, so we'll see. Let's see what else I'm going to go over before we go to CM Punk's Pipe Bomb 2.0.
Dude, have you seen Javon Evans get that high?
That's one of the highest I think I've ever seen him get. That was kind of ridiculous.
What was it? I think I wrote it down. Hold on. Corey, go ahead.
Even though it wasn't on the show, another very hilarious Danhausen video came courtesy of Becky Lynch, where Becky Lynch tried to bribe Danhausen into cursing AJ Lee and Jessica Carr and Adam Pearce, and he told her, "Yeah, if you pay me, I will take care of 2 out of those 3, but not AJ, because as it's made very clear, Danhausen is very good friends with both CM Punk and AJ Lee, so it was like, no, I will not curse her." And Becky Lynch was not happy about that. He's like, it's like, I can do 2 out of the 3 if you pay me, but not. It's like AJ Lee, no, sorry.
All right, I found it. Hold on, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Since you brought it up.
What?
Sure.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah. Pleasure to meet you.
Hi.
Oh, I have a frozen bridge. Excuse me.
You? I hope it's money. I wonder how much.
I got you a shirt.
Well,
A shirt.
I suppose.
Big fan of your work.
Yeah, I suppose it says monetary value, huh? I was expecting some money, but that's pretty good.
Well, you can. I wouldn't sell it on eBay. You can sell
Right,
it.
I'll do my best. Maybe I'll take it to a pawn shop. What is this for?
So I'm having some trouble.
Yeah?
A little bit of trouble with some people.
Okay, who?
A lot of people. There's a very corrupt referee.
Oh, no.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah.
She ran?
So there's also Petty Pierce. He's very petty.
Oh, who's that?
Pierce,
Never heard.
very petty.
Never heard of him. All right.
He most likely gave you your job.
No, I kind of do give myself this job.
That's
Well,
that's true.
There's 2 people
Because you're
there.
so great.
Yes, I am.
And very nice.
Glad you're very evil.
Very evil.
Yeah, you almost forgot it there.
Yeah. But there's one WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah, WrestleMania.
AJ Lee, absolute joke. AJ Lee.
Now, listen.
AJ Lee.
Here's what I can do for you.
She's a loser.
The first two is going to cost you some money. Third one, I don't know if I can help you out.
I can sign the T-shirt for you.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's going to quite do it for me, and I don't really want to curse that third one. I'm a big fan. Fanhausen, I call it. So, best of luck to you. I can curse the other 2, though. If you give me a couple of $100 human, and then the other one is off limits. I'm sorry. And expect the check in the mail, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or whatever.
All right. Well, I don't know what this is. I don't want to do work with this. All right.
Sorry, the third one, she's off limits.
Yeah, she's off. I like how Danhausen, if they run with it, the backstage stuff, it was like APA, how the APA was, and just hiring them, the production agency, they're just hiring, they're paying Danhausen to curse people. But then there's
this is why I will love Becky Lynch forever. That she can be so good when she's really fucking serious, but she's also can be really good with comedy, as you saw in this Danhausen bit. I thought this was hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that she was like, I want you to curse Jessica Carr, I want you to curse Adam Pearce. And he's like, oh, no, sorry.
Someone pointed out, speaking about Jessica Carr, she was one of the referees for the Oba Brock stuff, but she's on the outside of the rope on the apron, and she's got this look of, nope, not getting in between that.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, I remember seeing that. So that was
Danhausen is wonderful.
Yeah, he's very nice, very evil.
Yes, he's very nice, very evil. Oh, the video where he went to WWE headquarters was also really funny.
Yeah, I did come up. I liked how the fact that he went to do the Triple H thing, and then he's kind of choked on it and went down and kind of got hurt. And I was like, wow, even Triple H's statue doesn't want to put people over. I was like, okay, yeah, that's my wrestling dad joke for the day on that. But what do you think, since Caden's here, do you think that Roxanne's going to turn on Liv?
I think it's on the table because before Stephanie showed up to attack, Liv was asking Roxy where her loyalty lies because she was like, "Well, look, you're part of Judgment Day, but Finn brought you in here, so we had to do what we had to do. You know, are you with us?" And Roxy was about to provide an answer just when Stephanie attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's on the table that the Prodigy could stab Liv in the back at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
And show that she's actually loyal to Finn and not the Judgment Day.
Yeah. We shall see.
Finn agrees. Yeah. Because we're getting that Liv Roxanne feud. It's going to happen this summer. It's like the split's going to eventually happen. So,
but that means that but AJ Lee has to go heel, and for us to get AJ versus Roxanne.
Not true. She could still turn on her and be heel. It's like doesn't mean she'll be a babyface if she stabs Liv in the back. So,
yeah.
But this gives me hope for where things will go after Mania for Roxanne because since she just came back from, recovering from the cyst surgery, they don't exactly have a match for her, but I'm expecting her to be out there in Liv's corner in the for the title match. So,
Oh, okay. Again, you can watch her facial expressions when she returned. All right.
Yeah, she was.
I mean, she wasn't in all black. She was in red, and her attire didn't say, "Hey, I'm totally with you, Liv."
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
So I definitely think that's on the table.
Yeah. Oh, Corey Graves said about Jaden. No, Javon, not Jaden. Javon, the young OG getting higher than Bad News Barrett on a scissor lift. That was a good line.
That was a good line.
Graves. That was a good line there. Why didn't the Usos come out for CM Punk, but then have some bullshit going on?
Right. And also, why didn't they help Roman last week when Punk beat the shit out of him and powerbombed him through the announce desk?
Why did they lose the tag titles just to have a 6-man tag with I Show Speed as WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's like it's like you can point out the logic problems here, boys and girls.
That is a Triple H problem.
Yeah, that is definitely.
I don't see because I Show Speed makes totally sense because you've been putting I Show Speed in situations and you've been building up to it.
Right. The Becky AJ face off I thought was solid. I enjoyed that.
It was kind of rinse and repeat from the last promo they did, but it still worked.
Yeah,
because it was a little bit more had a little more tension to it.
Yeah, especially where AJ was actually complimenting Becky and she thought she was just being condescending. She's like, no, shut up. I actually mean this.
Right.
And she's right. It's like AJ is one of the people that opened the doors that allowed the Horsewomen to kickstart the women's revolution. And I've been reading a lot about that because the trip back and forth from my sisters over the weekend for Easter, I read like 3/4 of Becky's autobiography. I'm at the point right where she is on the main roster now and won the SmackDown, was the inaugural SmackDown champion and lost the belt to Alexa, which she wasn't thrilled about. Fantastic stuff. Her biography. It's been a wonderful read. It's like really interesting stuff. So I was reminded of that because she talked about how like she knew Paige. She went back. She wrestled Paige's mom when she started her career in the Indies. So like she met Paige. She got invited to her mom's house and met the family. Met Paige when she was only 13 years old. And they were pretty tight. Like when she came back, like Paige was like really happy when she came back and like came back to the business and went to NXT. Very excited. She actually talked about how on her first day there, she actually ran into AJ Lee in the locker room. It was brief, like, hey, hi, no. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. No, like I said, Caden, it was kind of a rinse and repeat
Yeah.
promo because they brought up Becky's daughter and like the whole thing again.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, that finally came into form. But that build to Elimination Chamber when they were just chewing the scenery and stuff was weird. This build after Becky has come back and attacked AJ
Been much
Lee,
better.
much better build. Doesn't mean that the matches aren't going to, because the match between Becky and AJ at Elimination Chamber was pretty good. I expect this one to get better because AJ is finally getting the ring rust off of her.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of questionable decisions, Rey Mysterio has been out for since like January with busted ribs. He just got cleared, and now you want to put him in a 6-pack ladder match?
Hey, Ray, you just came back from injury and you're what, 50-something years old? Do you want to retire to Gunther? Nah, dog, put me in a ladder match.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, no problem. It's whatever you want to do, Mo. You're Rey Mysterio. You can literally do what you want.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I did love the attack by Stephanie. Man, I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to get a good build for this Stephanie Liv match, but this build has blown the Rhea Jade build out of the fucking water, and it's not even close. Like, I love like the intensity and the hate that had developed here between Liv and Stephanie Vicker, especially this attack. She is like, the head knocking, unintentional head knocking aside, it was still pretty vicious, especially her throwing her face first into the TV in the clubhouse. It's just like, I dig it. I dig it. So, hey, accidents happen. Glad that Liv and Roxanne are okay. Thankfully not concussed or anything. Just have to take it easy before Mania.
yeah, it's just so bad.
Yeah, it is.
So
I feel bad for Rhea that it's like she's got to do what she's got to do with this match. She's trying. She's trying.
They've been trying to build this on SmackDown and getting
the best stuff has been with this. Actually, the stuff with Io involved has been the best stuff with that feud so far. Honestly.
Yeah, what happened on Raw? That's the first time that Jade got any type of heat. Her
Misha and B-Fab were getting like legit heat for the fans for what they were doing to Rhea and Io. So it's like
it's the first time, and you're a week away from basically a go home show away from WrestleMania, and you finally get heat for your match.
So let's go save the best for last. Punk's promo to open the show. Oh my God. I was loving what he was doing to Roman. He was eviscerating Roman. He was cooking him like a mofo. He was getting vicious. Especially bringing up the dog food stuff. Because I remember that was rough. It's like and calling out Vince without saying his name. But then, man, when he went after Pat McAfee, when he said Pat McAfee, I was like, oh no. and then call your agent, tell them to lower the ticket prices so families can come watch me kick Roman's ass at WrestleMania. I was like, yes, that's the CM Punk we know love. Fuck yes.
It's that promo is why only few can do what that's only few wrestlers can do what Punk just did. Yeah. And one of them is in another company.
Yeah. And he's got the clout to be able to get away with that without getting punished. Because Triple H gave both him and Cody the green light to go out there and say what needs to be said. It's like,
yeah. I was trying to find the freaking quote. Go ahead.
It was absolutely fantastic. I loved every minute of that promo. It's one of the best promos he's cut since he came back to WWE. And I think it may go down maybe one of his best ever, potentially.
Yeah, you're a bucktooth Nepo baby who ate dog food for a weird old man. That weird old man who treated me like a dog for years, but I had FU money and left.
Yep. I love that.
And then The Rock of like Hollywood superstar. Oh, I'm sorry, was.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, like no one was safe. He was.
And your bloated cousin.
Yep.
That
good luck to Roman to how Roman's going to respond to this coming Raw, because these guys were cut out for him, because Punk dropped some nukes on him and a bunch of other people. So it's going to be very to see how it's going to respond. Because that was like scorched earth mother shit.
Now, that being said,
yeah, it was fire.
Let me ask you this. Did you notice that the ticket sales immediately the next day went down?
Yeah.
I don't think that was a coincidence.
Nope. No, definitely not.
I think that they planned on lowering the ticket sales anyway, but it adds more fuel to that is CM Punk, who's a voice of the voiceless.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, go out there. Obviously, that was not scripted. Like, he went out there and that was pure CM Punk. I'm not taking anything.
Him ripping like McAfee and specifically Ari Emanuel without mentioning his name definitely was not. That there's no way that that was scripted.
Right. I mean, obviously, people are like, oh, Pat's going on his show and just like doubling down. I'm like, yeah,
Triple H supposed to told Punk aside, like, cut loose tonight, man. It's like, go for it. It's like don't worry about it. It's like unload.
It's not going down the way you think it's going down. I've seen some videos of the Brock Lesnar guy posted on Twitter, actually, I want to say, and he went to find like tickets in the lower deck, and they're still $16,000. Now, granted, it's on Ticketmaster, and they're upcharged out the ass, and they're resales, so that's probably what they're reselling for. But as far as tickets that haven't even been bought, that's the problem. Is WWE themselves were selling tickets for extremely large amount of money, and not the resale stuff. Resale stuff, it's unfortunately, I wish there was more regulation on it, but there's not. But it's not. It was the tickets themselves are not selling because they can be sold out, but still have resales on Ticketmaster. They're not selling as it is. That's the problem. And it's a little too late. I saw somewhere where someone posted, now whether or not this, you can take it for what it is. Right now you've got 39,000 for night one and like 42,000 for night two. Right. Now, granted, watch our show next week. Myself and Justin, we're basically just going to go over the card for WrestleMania. We should have 14 matches to go over. So basically that's what it's going to be. So obviously, I think we're going to have Josh from Finstock Sports Network on to join us again. And obviously, Josh is a big AEW guy, so we probably will give a little 2 seconds to AEW talk at the beginning. But that's pretty much it. We're probably not going to talk much about Raw. We're probably not going to talk about much SmackDown, other than the fact of the builds for the card. And if whatever happens on SmackDown tomorrow and what happens on Raw that following Monday, as far as the go-home shows, which in Triple H's era, their go-home shows have been quite crap, honestly. So I'm not really expecting too much out of those. So if you're expecting next week for us to really break down and recap the shows like we typically do, it won't be that because it's WrestleMania.
We may go over Dynasty briefly, but not too much because that's really.
I said, we'll probably, with Josh on there, we'll probably go over Dynasty at the beginning, and then we'll just go right into the WrestleMania cards as we've done in years past for that. But yeah, no, CM Punk, that's the one thing that I was just like, I think, but yeah, right now it's 39,000. And last year,
it's just they got barely 40,000 sold for the first night.
And the second night
makes sense because the way that they've got the card set up right now, night two is much more stacked than night one. Right now.
Yeah, you're going to have right now, I think they've confirmed Oba and Brock opening and then Punk and Roman closing night two.
Yeah.
So it's like the two matches that have the best builds are on one night. Of course they're going to have.
Yeah, I also think that after Brock and Oba, in the first hour, besides Brock and Oba, they're doing the ladder match for the IC title. So that's two potentially banger matches to kick off night two, and that's going to be free for people on, I think, is it
ESPN2?
ESPN2. Like one of them's going to be on ESPN, the other one's going to be on ESPN2. The first hour of each night is going to be airing on the network to lure people in. So that makes sense.
It's going to be interesting to see some reactions from the internet being like, I turn on ESPN2 and I see wrestling? What the hell?
Right.
Anyway. Yeah, but I mean, that he just kept going. It took a while for him to get going.
Yeah, I think that one
thought, it is.
Yeah,
it's confirmed. So
which
you're talking Oba Brock, night two, and the 6-man tag. That's kind of just like a blah.
Yeah. And I think they put most of the women's matches on one night. I think the only women's match on night one, I think Stephanie Liv is night one. I'll have to look it up here real quick.
Yeah, because they both have different things, but yeah, no, it's like I said. We said it last week, and when I went on my kind of a little stern monologue about don't give crap to AEW for not.
No, actually, they've loaded most of the women's matches on night one. Stephanie Liv, AJ Becky, and the women's tag title match are all on night one.
Okay. For once this year, they're actually doing different color schemes for night one.
Right now, the only women's match on night two is Jade Rhea. So hopefully, if we're getting Io Asuka, that's going to be put on night two, because right now there's 7 matches on night one and only 6 on night two. So that's how if we're going to get Io Asuka, it's added on to make it 7 each. It would be on night two to even things out, because otherwise that's quite a discrepancy from one to night two as far as the women matches.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. But no, like on paper, the card looks fun, and we'll talk about it next week. That the builds haven't been that great. This is this is like a C- build,
right?
That's especially with all the TKO crap that has been infiltrated it. Because like the Rollins Gunther stuff makes really no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Also, Jacob versus Drew unsanctioned match follows the Celebrity 6-man on night one. So they're loading up the first hours of the show to lure people in.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. On that. All right.
Anything else about Raw before we jump over to AEW?
No. It was a good show for only having, I think, like 20 minutes worth of actual wrestling.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's how it happens.
Yeah.
But I was entertained.
I was. It was
for that.
So much better than SmackDown, thank God.
I mean, that's kind of the theme that we've had for the past couple of weeks. So,
yeah.
Man, SmackDown started off the year so nice, and then it just has gone down.
It's now the worst. It's like is the worst wrestling show out of all the ones we cover.
Yeah, it is. All right, well, let's do AEW.
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait till it goes back to 2 hours again, because the 3 hours is just like awful.
It's dragging, man. So many recaps. Speaking about recaps, AEW Dynamite, the show opened with a fight in the parking lot between Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. The Death Riders showed up to help Moxley beat up Ospreay. A car drove up, and it was driven by Will's fiance, Alex Windsor. Joining Alex was Callum Newman, Francesco Akira, and is it Hinare? Hinare, who are 3 wrestlers, part of United Empire Group from New Japan and Friends of Ospreay, which I believe Callum Newman is the new IWGP champion.
Yes, and the youngest champion in New Japan history, only 23 years old.
Yeah, and in IWGP, I did see some clips because Will Ospreay was there to witness it, and then during their how like their post-match promos, Will was just like, "Hey, I need a favor." Yeah, and here we are. Big brawl broke out between the group and spilled to the ringside area. The Hills finally retreated as Ospreay said that Moxley told him to use his head. So Ospreay brought his buddies with him, and they did a long flight from Japan to be here. Ospreay said that they will give the Death Riders 1 hour and 20 minutes and have some chaos in Canada. Will said tonight in the main event, it's the United Empire against the Death Riders. Don Callis appeared backstage saying that Cal Fletcher was injured and out of action. Callis said that now the vacant TNT title will be decided in a casino gauntlet match at Dynasty. The Don Callis family, Mark Davis, Andrade El Idolo, and Takeshita defeated Darby Allin, Bandito, and Jack Perry in a 6-man tag match. After the match, the family started a beatdown until Young Bucks made the save for Perry. Okada and Takeshita worked together to stomp on the Bucks, but got into an argument that the other members had to stop. The Rascals went into the ring with Bandito when they hit dives on the Doc Callis family on the floor. Will Nightingale defeated Queen Aminata to retain the AEW TBS Championship. Chris Jericho made his entrance and announced he was going to sign his new AEW contract, but before he could, the demand made their way to the ring. Ricochet told Jericho not to sign his contract. Ricochet told Jericho nobody wants him here. Jericho told him he doesn't give a shit and signed the contract. Jericho said TK gave him the power to pick any available opponent for a match at Dynasty. Jericho pulled back the clipboard off to reveal the list of Jericho. And Jericho told Ricochet that he just made the list. Jericho told Ricochet he'll see him at Dynasty. Don Callis and his family were backstage for an interview with Lexi Nair. Callis said that at Dynasty, it will be the Young Bucks against Okada and Takeshita. As a team, Takeshita said no. Callis said, we need this to come together for Kyle Fletcher. Takeshita said okay. And Takeshita said afterwards he wants to challenge Okada for his international title. Callis said if you work together at Dynasty, then he will get a shot at Okada's belt at Double or Nothing. Tommaso Ciampa defeated Dorada. Is it Mascara Dorada?
Mascara Dorada.
Yeah, to win the number 1 entrant position into the AEW TNT Championship Gauntlet match at Dynasty. What a mouthful for that. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, or CNC, as Adam Copeland said, came out to cut a promo on FTR for their tag title match Sunday at Dynasty. FTR came out to attack them with the help from Trent Barrett and Rocky Romero. They laid them out. Stokely stole Christian's watch, and then they Pillmanized his arm. The United Empire defeated the Death Riders in an 8-man tag team chaos in Canada match. And the main event, Kenny Omega and MJF had a promo face-off in the ring. After it was over, Omega told MJF to shake his damn hand. MJF thought about it, didn't shake the hand, and tried an attack, but Omega countered it and laid him out and took his ring. Omega stood tall and dropped MJF's ring on his chest. Omega left while MJF looked angry from inside the ring to close out the show. Where do you want to start?
This wasn't a bad show. There's some stuff I liked, some stuff I didn't care for. I love the opening to the show with the brawl between Ospreay and his friends and the Death Riders. I thought it was great stuff. They finally acknowledged that Alex Windsor and Ospreay are a couple. That they're that it's like Alex Windsor, the fiance of Ospreay. I was like, well, it's like they officially acknowledged it. They haven't before. So
she got out of the car and she was like, "I got you, babe."
Yeah, I got you, babe. Yeah, it's like there was stuff that was boring. Yeah, we'll get to that because it's like that was not one of Kenny Omega's best promos, that main event segment. So the opening was good. We had some nice matches. I did like the 6-man and the 8-man tag. Thought those were really good. Actually, the CNC promo was kind of just like more of the same. So that didn't really like get me more. I'm already looking forward to the match anyway, right. But it didn't really add to my excitement.
You didn't like Christian Cage saying he'd bang their moms.
It's like I was like, oh, we've heard that line before. It's like it didn't do any. It didn't do much for me. I laughed.
It's the one thing of like you did your like the number one in sales is once you've sold, shut up. And unfortunately, we've gotten to the point of you still have to do segments and build.
Yeah.
But you've already sold the match, so it's a weird like you have to do something,
right?
Because it's a go home show, but you've already sold it. So it's kind of like
exactly. It's yeah. The Jericho Ricochet stuff, that's fine. It's like
I'm a sucker for the list, man.
I did chuckle when I was like, oh, is he going to say it? It's like I did.
Crowd popped so loud for the list.
The Canadian crowd there really loved that. So it's like, so I didn't mind that.
Ricochet sold that.
Yeah.
Even when he called him bald.
Yeah. Wow, you're really bald.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're finally moving forward with the issues between Okada, Takeshita, and Don Callis, and Callis trying to maintain order because the two do not fucking like each other and just want to throw down. So I'm glad it's like, look, work together, beat the Young Bucks, and then you guys can have a match at Double or Nothing and get this shit over with. I like that.
I'm just so excited for Dynasty because will they get along? We've never seen that trope before.
Right.
Uh,
But at least this makes sense because they really don't like each other. So
Right.
I don't.
but go ahead.
The Darby stuff is interesting. They're continuing to build that. He wants to go after the title as well. Another thing, one of the odd things was like, where's Swerve? Where did Swerve disappear to?
I don't know.
It's strange. We haven't seen him since he lost to Kenny, the number one contender match.
Well, he's in the dungeon. We did see a picture of him training in the dungeon a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he's doing that.
It sucks that Kyle Fletcher got injured. Really sucks because they were setting up a couple different storylines with him. It's unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. Prayers to Kyle for speedy recovery. He looks like he's gonna be out for a couple months. Tony Khan said that he's hopeful that maybe he'll be back in time for All In at the end of the summer, but it's not guaranteed. So, let's see. The Willow Amina match, that was okay. She was a little rusty because she just came back from injury. So it's like
Aminata.
Yeah. Let's see. What else?
Are you liking what they're doing with Ciampa on AEW? Because I'm enjoying it.
I enjoyed seeing him lusting after the title, Goldie style. I do appreciate that.
We're getting the Psycho Killer NXT Ciampa.
Yeah. Honestly, they should put the TNT title back on Ciampa.
Really should, since Kyle Fletcher's out.
Yeah. I would like that.
Yes, I would like that very much. He would be definitely the guy to held that title for some months.
I will say, not being too familiar with New Japan, I was really impressed by United Empire guys, especially the new AEW GB champion. He looks pretty good. I can see why New Japan's high in him. They put the belt on him. It's like youngest champion in New Japan history. That's pretty wild. So, it's like Randy Orton level kind of rise to the top there. So, yeah, there's some sort of like the other stuff that just was like boring. It's like it was a mixed bag. Not exactly, a home run of a go home show before the pay-per-view. Well, for Dynasty, for Dynamite, that is. There's still Collision on Saturday, which will be like the final go home. Right. But, yeah, that's the other thing that bugged me is that that concerns me with the women's division that they don't have another prime babyface to challenge Tekla right now because they've been pushing Jamie and Alex as a tag team for the tag team division for a while. But all of a sudden now they're having her challenge Tekla for the title. It seemed like it was out of nowhere. Look, I get that Tony was hurt. I think maybe they were planning on maybe having Tony versus Tekla because we haven't really seen that much. But she's out with whatever's going on with Tony. We still don't have confirmation of what's wrong with Tony. So, and can't use Statlander because they went through that feud. It's like you just be running that to the ground again. Actually, at this point, they really need to bring Mercedes back. Honestly, the division needs her with Tony out.
I know how to solve the women's division. You need something to really perk up your feud. Pat McAfee. That's how we solve the issue. Because obviously the feud's not going to work. You gotta, if the ticket prices for Dynasty were they down, Pat McAfee will solve your issues.
She's going to be back on soon because she's lost all of the independent titles she had. They're all gone.
Yeah. That's how to do it.
So it's a perfect time to bring her back. And, if you do it right, you can easily make her a babyface. It's like, she's hit rock bottom and now she's got to work her way back up. Because, like, Mercedes Tekla, I want that fucking match. Sign me up for that.
I do want to see Jamie Hayter versus Tekla, though.
Oh, almost forgot. Nice to see her Karashita back. I've always been a fan of hers. She's been gone for a long time. Don't know why exactly, but I'm glad she's back. They're definitely teasing that she may be doing a heel turn. She wasn't able to beat Willow for the TBS title, and she didn't seem to take it very well. And then she asked Statlander to team up with her in a tag match for Collision on Saturday, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm glad that they brought her back because they definitely need someone like Sheeta, former multi-time women's champion, in that division. So yeah, I mean, that final promo. There was some good stuff from MJF, but Kenny's side of it was like, it seemed like it was like, I don't know I'm trying to find the right word of how I feel about that promo work he was doing. It wasn't like horrible, wasn't great. It was kind of like somewhere in the middle. Oh, visa issues. Okay, all right, thank you. Couldn't remember if it was injury or visa or something. Okay. But yeah, like I said, happy that she's finally back. I don't know. What did you feel about that? They gave a lot of time to those two. It's like that wasn't an overrun. That was basically deciding to do like an extension. It's like they went a full to 10. They went to 10:30 with that face off between MJF and Kenny at the end of the show.
I thought it was fine, but I think because they had so much time to fill, and MJF can do that, but Kenny.
Yeah, it felt like
he's solid on the mic, but he's not MJF. Let's go 30 minutes on the mic.
Right.
Either wasn't that. So I think it's Kenny. Kenny's good at spurts, and because he's good. Kenny wouldn't be anywhere he is without being good on the mic.
Right.
But when you pair him with MJF, it's going to stand out that you're not on his level.
Exactly.
And that's what it really was. It wasn't because Kenny's bad. It's because MJF is just that good.
That's a good point.
So, but yeah, no, it just comes across that Kenny was like, well, that didn't really work and that didn't really work. Yeah, because MJF is just that good on the mic.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, it wasn't. It's like you didn't get to the point. Yeah, exactly. It's like MJF did most of the better work in that exchange there. It was the typical babyface got the upper hand. Not expecting MJF to lose the title, but the match should be pretty fucking awesome. So, and okay, Dynamite. Some boring stuff, unfortunately, but there was still some good stuff, so it wasn't a total loss.
The stuff with the United Kingdom and Death Riders, that's probably the best group Death Rider stuff I've seen in quite some time.
I have to agree, yeah.
And the fact that I was like, again, it was kind of going back to the FTR Christian and CNC situation.
Yep.
It's already sold. Like I'm already in on the Moxley will. You don't have to really sell them anymore. But I wouldn't mind that part to really hype in it.
I like that Will finally used his brain and got some backup because it's like it gets kind of old being outnumbered by the Death Riders. It's like so. I thought that was a much needed thing to kind of help turn things around.
That reminded me of like the old school, like even though it was the height of its powers, when NWO would just come out and beat down the one wrestler week after week after week, and that's what made Sting so good because he's come down the rafters and then the NWO would scatter like cockroaches.
Yep.
But it was still rinse and repeat. They're gonna beat down this, and then Sting would come down. But that being said, that's just kind of what it reminded me of. Like it was getting to that level of we beat down like he's already dead, like that. But that's
exactly.
good. Plus, this hypes up Forbidden Door.
It does.
So they did two things at once, which that's really smart booking.
Yeah.
So I got a tip of the cap on the United Kingdom Death Rider stuff. That was really, really good stuff. That I was very entertained. All right. Let's get to.
We'll hop back to WWE. Let's talk some really good wrestling stuff, courtesy of NXT.
Yeah.
Go to Stand and Deliver.
On NXT Stand and Deliver, pre-show match, Ren Sinclair, Eli Knight, Shiloh Hill, and Hank and Tank defeated Birthright. Okay, good job on forming that faction. They've just lost every time. Lola Vice defeated JC Jane in a triple threat match to win the NXT Women's Championship by pinning JC after hitting her spinning back fist. The Vanity Project defeated Los Americanos to retain the NXT Tag Team Championship. Sol Roca defeated Zarya, needing to hit multiple Soul Snatchers to put her down. Miles Bourne defeated Johnny Gargano to retain the NXT North American Championship. After the match, Dion Lennox from Dark State attacked Bourne with the steel chair and laid him out. Tatum Paxley defeated Blake Monroe to retain the NXT Women's North American Championship. In the main event, Tony D'Angelo defeated Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, and Ethan Page in a fatal four-way match to win the NXT Championship by hitting Hendry with his finisher. He celebrated winning the title to close out the show. So, Stand Deliver delivered.
Yep. Yep, it certainly did. It could.
Now, Justin, you might have not liked it, but you
have to accept it. I have to accept it.
And if JC would have retained, yes, we would have had a different opinion on this situation.
I would have gone on a rant like they did about the Pat McAfee shit show on SmackDown.
But yes, that's what I wanted to say. Shout out to JC on her title reign. Her title reign was a hand up. You won me over. I didn't think it was going to be crap.
Yeah.
Everyone thought.
Everybody thought that JC Jane was just a transitional champion when she beat Stephanie for the title last year. And then she went out and proved everything wrong. And kudos to HBK and her. He believed in her. She's put in the work. She's been a very entertaining heel champion. Has had some pretty good matches. And so, but it was time for this second run to come to an end. Now, I wanted Kendall to win the title because Kendall Gray's fucking amazing. But, at first I was like, when Vice won, I was a little disappointed that Kendall didn't win. But the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? This is all right because, number one, Lola Vice is awesome also. I mean, I'd put Kendall just above her, but Lola can go in the ring at this point. She's really good. They're very high on her, and she's put in the fucking work. She's had multiple chances over the last 2 years to try to win the NXT title. Going all the way back to when Roxy had the belt before she got called to the main roster. Mm-hmm. You remember she won the breakout tournament and cashed in the contract right in the middle of Roxy's match with Lyra Valkyria at Vengeance Day back 2 years ago, which messed that up, and Roxy got pissed, and she eventually won at Stand Delivered, won the title, and then they had a singles match later that year. She lost. She had one against JC last year, lost, and that was with her family in front of the row, which I surprised me because I thought she was winning that night with her family there. So I was really surprised when she lost that title match last year to JC. So she's had multiple opportunities here and hasn't been able to win the big belt. So, between that and how high they are on her, it made sense that they decided to, let's give Lola a run with the belt here before she goes to the main roster, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I think she's going to be a nice champ. And like Caden said, we don't need to rush Kendall's rise to the top. Her time is going to come to shine. I have no doubt. And then, within the next several months, I think before the end of the year, she's going to have the belt. Yeah. She's going to win it at some point in the near future. It's going to happen. And so I am okay with, patience can sometimes be rewarding. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, it's like, so her winning, I'm happy for her and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Her match with Kendall was some of the best I've seen. Now, granted, I think that has something to do with Kendall as well. But then she backed it up with this triple threat.
Yeah.
And kept the same momentum.
Yeah. All three of these ladies put in the work in this match. It's like just like watching like Kendall's moves. She's just so smooth. And that moonsault off the top, she hit that on target. That spot was great. And I appreciate, that, it's like she didn't factor in the finish. It's like, Lola pinned JC clean. So even though Kendall lost, it protected her so that. And I love her whole attitude, especially on Twitter. She's like, "I'll be back." I was like, "Fuck yeah, you will." It's like so. That was a little bummed she wasn't on NXT this week with Ren, but hopefully it's not going to be too long. I'm sure she's going to be probably back for the 2-part revenge special that's starting next week. So that was a great opening match. That was a great choice to open show. The one thing I would say that the only negative one of the few negatives I have about this show was the crowd. The crowd seemed like a little subdued than you would expect for an NXT show.
I noticed that too. I was expecting it for as good of a build and card that we got. The crowd didn't realize it.
Yeah, that's a good. And here's the thing too. That's a good question, Caden. Is because they made it. HBK made it clear with like her entrance where they're showing all the highlights of her career, including this last year's champion. I was like, oh yeah, she's about to get called up, boys and girls. So the question is most of Fallon just going with her? I can definitely see Fallon going with her, at least because Fallon is more than ready. Do you think Laney should go, or do you think Laney should stay NXT longer? Because Laney's shown she's got some good stuff too. So I don't know. I could say at least Fallon going up as a pair, but if they feel Laney is ready, I can see all of them going. I don't know.
For when Laney actually got singles matches, her wrestling ability is main roster worthy. Fallon and JC are a finished product. I don't know what else you want from Fallon and JC at this point.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to NXT because it definitely feels like a split may happen because they kind of been teasing it a little bit here and there. So,
I mean, obviously Laney.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like Laney's in ring is main event roster.
Yeah.
I have no clue about her mic skills.
Yeah, I think that's the one part where she needs to do a little bit more work. But like she was holding her own against Kendall in that recent like 6-woman tag, or the tag match. It was like her and Ren against Fallon and Laney. It was like that was some good stuff.
Didn't Laney hit? I forgot what Laney hit that one move, and it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I was just like, damn, girl. It's like, So that was a good match to open. The tag title match was fun. They got the crowd into it near the end, especially with some of the hijinks. I was finally able to tell who was who under the mask by some of the signature moves. I was like, okay, that's definitely Tyler Bate. That's definitely Pete Dunne. Yeah. It's like I know who's who now. No, that was fun. Vanity Project, I love these guys. All three of these guys, the Swipe Right, the tag team, and Jackson Drake. These guys are definitely someone that HBK can rebuild the men's division around.
The Blue Thunder Bomb, thank you. Her Blue Thunder Bomb was.
Yeah, her Blue Thunder. Okay, that Blue Thunder Bomb was dope.
GIF, really? We've been hyping this freaking pay-per-view up for how many weeks?
You forgot about Stand and Deliver? How dare you?
Yeah.
So yeah, the tag match was good. So Ruckus Wrastlin, I really liked it.
Great storytelling.
Good storytelling. I like that they kicked out each other's finishers to really add some extra drama. We've never seen anybody kick out of the Soul Snatcher before. So that was pretty huge. And she kicked out of 2 of them. It's like she had to hit the Soul Snatcher on Zarya 3 times. So I was surprised that Soul won, but now I see where they're going.
Yeah.
Given it's like it's okay because Zarya's about to get the last laugh here.
Yeah. And then Soul Roka gets called up.
Because Soul Roka's also about to get called up.
Okay. JC Jane deserves the main roster. Soul is money.
Yep, Soul's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
But I did, even though she lost, I appreciate that she had to hit her finisher multiple times in order to beat her. So that puts Zarya over as a beast. That she's like it took an effort for her to beat her in that match. So and then we had Miles Bourne and Johnny, that was good. I really enjoyed that.
Surprisingly, Johnny Gargano was good at wrestling. Who knew?
Johnny, it's like it was good old Johnny Wrestling delivering the goods on an NXT PLE. Appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we immediately got what Miles' next feud is with Deion Lex and Dark State Attack. And I was like, well, there's his next feud. Blake and Tatum, I thought was good, but I was expecting it to be better. I think it got a little silly with like Tatum got a little superseded where she hit her with the belt, hit her and then exposed turnbuckle, and she kept kicking out. Yeah. And then she takes Blake out with one shot with Cemetery Drive. It's like that was a little weird booking, but still good match. Yeah. I was expecting that one to be cook a little bit more, but as we saw, that feud is not over yet either.
No.
And then, like we talked about, there was only 2 outcomes for the NXT title match that made sense. Either Joe retains or they crown Tony D, and they decided to crown Tony.
And honestly, it's a long time coming for Tony D.
It is. He's like the last of the big 2.0 people that are still there. You know, it's like besides JC, because JC came in during 2.0 era as well. And all the other big names from 2.0 have gone up to the main roster. Mello, Trick, Braun, Roxy, Lyra. You know, it's like it's like 2 biggest people left from that era are JC and Tony, and JC's about to get called up, and this is like Tony's. This is his last big thing here. And like they pointed out, I'd forgotten this because he won the Heritage Cup. He's now the first Grand Slam NXT person because he's won the NXT title, the tag titles, North American title, and the Heritage Cup. That's 4. So he's the only person to have done that.
He wasn't for me for a while.
I liked the Don of NXT gimmick, but I knew it had a shelf life.
Yeah, and that's why
that wasn't going to fly on the main roster. It was entertaining for a while for what it was. I like this new version of his character where he's just a badass.
Yeah,
and a tweener. It's like, it's like he's made clear that he's like, don't care if you're a babyface or a heel. I'm going to take you out. So it's okay. I mean, we all. It's like people are wondering why Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, and Ricky are still in NXT when you think they'd be on the main roster by now.
Because they need all 4 of those on the main roster. Because all of your other guys are all mid-carders because they're just brand new in a sense. So it's hard to really build that up. Aren't you so glad that we got Birthright and they're just losing?
Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird choice. But to have them lose that, I thought they were going to win that match, but I think what they're going to do with the rebound is they're probably going to have Lexus win the vacant speed title because I forgot to mention earlier that unfortunately poor Elio Lafleur hurt his shoulder. He's going to be out for a few months, so he had to vacate the speed championship. So we got a new tournament again to crown a new champion. So don't be surprised if Lexus King wins that. If they give Birthright something.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? Nothing is pointless with Joe Hendry, even though I get your point because when Joe Hendry won the title, everyone got called up. So you only had Ricky, Ethan, and then a returning Joe.
Right, because it's like they lost Oba, Trick, and Javon just like that. Boom, gone. So that was 3 of the best guys they had in the men's division got called up. So it's like, and they're definitely building up some people, but they're not like where I feel they're on the level of like Joe, Ricky, Ethan, and Tony. No.
So that's why it feels pointless, just because you got the same 4 guys just circling the wagons because there's just not enough other guys to. Miles Bourne's about the closest to the main event.
Yeah, I missed the Rebel Heart, but yeah, it was good. And yeah, it was it was a solid match, and yeah, definitely, he's definitely earned this. He's put in the work. Fans like him, so. As much as we love Joe Hendry here, I was okay with Tony winning the title here.
I'm aware, Tony.
There's nothing wrong with that gif. It's like sometimes some gimmicks don't click with people, and there's nothing wrong with that. No. It's just, but I get it. Like the Don thing, that was definitely only going to work in NXT. That was not going to work on the main roster. The .NXT thing that had a shelf life.
You had to change his gimmick. You had to change his gimmick
if he was going to go to the main roster.
All right.
So overall, Stand and Deliver, very good show. HBK knows how to book better than most of the people on the main roster.
It's weird because TKO doesn't have to get involved with it. Anyway, on NXT, Tony D'Angelo opened the show with a promo. Fans chanted, "You deserve it," for Tony D. Tony said that his hands have had an iron grip on this title and there's no one who can take it from him. Joe Hendry came out to pay respect, but wonders if he would have beaten him if Ethan and Ricky were involved. Ethan and Ricky came out to rebut, and Tony told them all to get in line. Suddenly, the lights went out, and Dark State came out through the crowd and attacked all four men. This triggered a big brawl that had others from the locker room coming out to try and help stop it. After the break, NXT GM Robert Stone told Joe, Tony, Ricky, and Ethan that they will team up at the top of the hour against Dark State, and they happily agreed. Izzy defeated Sol Roca thanks to Zarya in a clean spear, spearing Sol outside the ring. While the calling had the referee distracted, Izzy took advantage and hit her finisher to win. Zarya stood over Sol and told her she says when they are finished. The Vanity Project and Blake Monroe, which if you watch Stand and Deliver, you saw the Vanity Project say, "Hey, need some help?" And she goes, "Actually, yes." And now we have the Vanity Project and Blake Monroe went into Robert Stone's office. The Vanity Project said that Blake is the real NXT North American Women's Champion. They gave Blake a custom title. Stone says she's not the real champion. Stone said that Blake can have a mixed tag team match with a member of the Vanity Project against Tatum Paxley and Shiloh Hill tonight. Blake picked Jackson Drake. Keanu Carver defeated Jasper Troy and Josh Briggs in a triple threat match. Tony D'Angelo, Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, and Ricky Saints defeated Dark State in an eight-man tag team match. Miles Bourne came out to attack Dion Lennox as payback for Stand and Deliver and took him out of the match. The distraction led to Page hitting Twisted Grin on Sugars for the pin. Jada Parker cut a promo on Kalani Jordan. They're having a match next week. Lexis King defeated Chaz Hall in a WWE Speed Championship tournament first round match. GM Robert Stone was talking to Miles Bourne about how Bourne can't be interfering in matches like that. Then Tony D walked up and said he wanted to face Ethan Page, and Stone said he can make that happen. Tony looked to his right and Keanu Carver was staring at him. Blake Monroe and Jackson Drake defeated Tatum Paxton and Shiloh Hill in a mixed tag team match with Blake pinning Tatum. Robert Stone announced that next week starts a 2-week special called NXT Revenge. Stone announced several matches for both nights. Next week, Tony D'Angelo defends the NXT Championship versus Ethan Page. In 2 weeks, Sol Roca versus Zarya in a last woman standing match. Stones also said next week Joe Hendry will have a concert. Callie Armstrong made her NXT debut, and a new Speed champion will be crowned by week 2. In the main event segment, the NXT Women's Champion Lola Vice made her entrance to cheer. She cut a promo celebrating her win and the hard work it took to get here. JC Jane and Fatal Influence interrupted. JC talked about all she has accomplished this past year and wants a rematch one-on-one for the title. Robert Stone showed up and said that JC can have a rematch for the NXT Women's Championship next week at NXT Revenge Week 1. Vice said she'd knock out Jane again. Fatal Influence attacked Lola, but she was able to fight them off, and they left the ring. Vice posed in the ring with her title, and Jane yelled at her to close out the show. Do you think JC Jane told her to go back to NXT like she told Kalani Jordan when she threw her out of the Royal Rumble that I still can't get over? I'll never forget that. Go back to NXT. You're the champion. Anyway, a lot of mixing and shaking on this show. Yeah. They're pinning champions. Dark State's getting buried. Who knew?
Hey, if this leads to Dark State falling apart, I'm fine with it because I'm kind of like over them.
Well, they after Dion Lennox, they did have that part at Stand Deliver where they were in the back.
Right
after Dion Lennox attacked, and all 2 of the guys, and then
they're like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" Yeah, it's like so they're teasing some issues inside Dark State. So
I can't believe that they're teasing issues with factions. This WWE never does this. I can't wait for them to be teasing this for another 3 years worth of Dark State.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the title Revenge. Kind of like fits, especially with some of the feuds that are going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of factions, Blake Monroe and the Vanity Project. Love it. I absolutely love this pairing. I think their heel characters work perfectly with each other. So when I saw this was happening, I was like, I'm on board with this. And I loved it even more on this episode. So I'm all in on Blake Monroe allied with the Vanity Project. I think that's good for the boys and helps her give her some men lackey support to help her with her shenanigans. So I'm all for it. Yes, it is annoying that she pinned Tatum, in a tag match, but I wasn't surprised. It's like they're building up toward another match for the title. I love that they gave her this custom title to inflate her ego. Because it's like, no, you're not the real champion. So it's like, knowing Shawn Michaels, this might lead to a ladder match with both belts up top, a la WrestleMania 10. Don't be surprised. I'm the real champion. No, I'm the real champion.
Can we call it the Country Club now? Oh no, we have Blake Monroe make the Country Club. Can we do that? I just want them to call it that. No,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that Blake and the Vanity Project fit together like a glove. I think
they should basically be called the Glamour Project at this point.
I kind of like that joint name. I like it.
Yeah,
Glamour
Project. Yeah, yeah. So, but no, that's exactly what they needed. As much as I would love for Ethan or Ricky to be a part of that, this makes more sense to me because Ethan and Ricky, with them doing stuff, they could do they could have done like an Undisputed Era where they just run roughshod all over the men's division. But Ethan and Ricky are on the same level playing field. Whereas, in a faction, you have to have, okay, this is our tag team. This is our mid-carder. This is our main eventer.
Where the Vanity Project boys are fresh, new, just coming up from Evolve. They're really good, but they still got some fine tuning to do. So that's why I like them being paired with Blake, because I think their heel characters align together and mesh together really well. It's like, so I loved all that stuff with Blake Monroe and the Vanity Project. And you can definitely see how high they are on both Jackson Drake and Shallow Hill, because both those guys come along really well.
Yeah, once Shallow started doing like the mechanic type stuff and joking around with Tatum, he's really come into his own. And
speaking of pairs, I think Tatum Paxton and Shallow Hill's characters play off well with each other. They're the kooky character. They're the kooky ones. So
Tatum was like making fun of Ricky.
Yeah. So I think I like Tatum and Shallow together. I think that's a good pairing as well. So I like that they've done got those two as like a duo kind of thing going. I like that. Very interesting. I found it very interesting that Dark State decided to attack all of them, and outside of a few instances, the four of them actually were able to get along long enough to actually win that match. Although there was like the one instance where like they didn't want to tag out to rescue Joe during the heat segment when he was getting his ass kicked by Dark State, but then I love that Tony like knocked both of them off the apron and then did the hot tag to help Joe out. It's like I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I mean it was good booking there. Hey, Birthright did get a win. It was for the speed. It was for a speed qualifier. So that's how high they are in Birthright.
So what'd you think of the Chaz Hall there from Evolve? I thought he got to look pretty good. I've heard some people saying that they like what they're seeing from him. I can see why. Kelly Armstrong being moved from Evolve to NXT, I like it. She's also really damn good. She's really impressed me with the stuff I've seen from her, so that's a smart move. NXT Women's Division still fucking strong, baby.
They are bringing along Keanu Carver at the right pace.
Yes, they are. I'm glad you went to that, because I was going to talk about that. I like the triple threat. Obviously, they definitely see a lot of potential in Jasper Troy, Booker T's boy. So they protected him by having Briggs take the fall while making Keanu get to look good. Because Jasper got to do some stuff in that match. He got to shine, even though he wasn't going to win. Because this is about building up Keanu Carver. And they're already teasing Keanu eyeing Tony D in the NXT title. So.
What was it? What was another thing?
Oh yeah, their NXT Women's Division is still the best part of NXT.
Yeah, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon.
No.
What?
Not when you still got Jada Parker and Kalani there. I just love Jada Parker. I just love the authenticity and the intensity that she gives in her promos. So I'm really hoping this is her year where she finally gets to have some gold around her waist. It's like she really deserves it.
You would think.
If not the main NXT Women's title, give her at least a North American title at some point. It's like give her something.
Did I miss something where Ethan and Tony got into it? So Tony decided to challenge Ethan. It just ran.
Yeah, because during the tag match, Tony was kicking ass and he looked like he was about to win the match, and Ethan did the blind tag and basically got to steal the win. And so Tony didn't like that, so that's why he asked Robert Stone, "Give me Ethan Page." So they're going 1-on-1 for the title.
I guess that'll work. To me, that's a little cheap just to get an NXT title shot, and it's the champion that challenges it.
And I expect shenanigans. I mean, Ricky is definitely going to stick his nose into the match for sure.
Yeah, these 4 guys are not done. It
doesn't feel like they're all
circling the wagons, guys.
It doesn't feel like things are done between the 4 of them over the title yet.
No, and speaking about not being done, we were wanting Sol Roca and Zarya in a last woman standing match. We've been calling that forever.
And we're getting it. I was like, fuck, yes, let's go. Because now Zarya can get that big win that she needs over Sol Roca, and then Sol Roca can go off the main roster.
Yeah, because this is what I wanted a while years ago with Roxanne,
right,
and Cora Jade.
But because
as much as I would have loved that,
and we never got
a better one with better. We're getting because Zarya and Sol Roca are can go better in the ring. Than Cora Jade. I didn't say Roxanne. Okay, I did not say Roxanne because I will not. Roxanne can go with anyone.
Yeah,
but as far as a pairing for a big time feud of DIY feud that's put a staple on when 2 friends separate and just go through a blood feud, we were hoping that for Cora and Roxanne. We're going to get a better version of it.
Yeah,
with these 2.
Yeah, because I really like that the match is stand deliver, and now they're going to even go up to another level. Now it's going to be last woman standing rules. Yeah. So it's like sorry, it needs to wreck shop here and go over in a big way. So we got we got some cool stuff coming up the next 2 weeks with the Revenge 2-part special. Got some big matches, got title matches. We're going to crown a new men's speed champion. We were to see what's going to happen with Kendall in the title picture with the Lola's champion here. Because I'm not seeing them wanting to run that back again right away. Unless someone else gets in Kendall's way, kind of give her a side feud before she goes after the title again.
I mean, I would love to see Kendall and Zarya have a little bit of a program.
Oh, that would be great. But I definitely hope that they build Zarya up to be a serious threat to like Lola. It's like in the women's title picture, because now you can she gets the big win over Sol Roca in this last women's standing match. Then you can really build her up as a big monster threat to go after the title, which is long overdue. They definitely did the slow burn with this whole storyline between them, and now they're starting to finally turn her into that heel wrecking machine that a lot of people were kind of expecting when she first came in, before they decided to go with the babyface route, which I think ended up being a good thing for both characters because they got to play each other really well and help really build up Zarya's character and her promo work. So yeah, I'm liking where things are going. And got some interesting feuds and stuff here that are still going, and some new stuff that are being teased. So,
have we ever had Jada and Zarya?
No, we haven't had Jada and Zarya either.
Yeah, the women's division still running NXT. Kendall, Zarya, Jada. Yeah.
The Thea's still there. Which Thea got used more too. It's like.
Do you think Izzy's plateaued?
I don't think so. I think she's still like she's good, but she's still in like mid card level for me right now.
Because that's what I'm getting from Jasper Troy, and they were really high on Jasper Troy at the beginning, and it doesn't feel like they're really high on him anymore.
I think they still like him because otherwise,
Right.
he would have eaten the pin in that triple threat. They decided to have Briggs take the job. He got to do some stuff, but they're definitely more higher on Keanu Carver right now for sure.
Oh yeah, no, and you can tell there's a separation between the talent on it, so they know what they have there. Anything else before
we go over Dynasty? Nope. Between Stand and Deliver and the show this week, thank you NXT for delivering good wrestling entertainment for us. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Go Kendall Gray. She is the future.
I think she's the now. She's not just the future.
Oh, that too.
As Dave Meltzer says, the best American women's wrestler at her age.
Look,
ever.
I appreciate Dave giving Kendall her flowers. It's the one thing I can agree with him. But I thought it was a bit much. He was trying to compare her and saying that she was better than Mercedes was at this point in her career. That's putting a little too much on Kendall there. That's not a fair comparison.
Yeah, because Mercedes basically took women's wrestling to the stratosphere. And
also, people forget that Mercedes worked the independents before she went to WWE. So she already had several years of experience under her belt before she showed up at NXT. Whereas Kendall is going straight from being an amateur wrestler into the WWE system. And 2 years in, she's this fucking good. It's like, and she's only 24. Just imagine where she's going to be in 5 years from now.
Right. Just let me know if it wasn't for, it's kind of like the Jordan, it's like the Jordan Kobe situation that I always say, like my thing about, I was like, people are like, who's better than is Kobe better than Jordan? I'm like, if it wasn't for Jordan, there wouldn't be a Kobe.
Right.
If it wasn't for Mercedes, there might not have been a Kendall Gray. You know, it's that type of thing. That being said, tell me when Kendall Gray has a match that puts women's wrestling to a different level that we're still going to be talking about to be like that changed women's wrestling forever. That is that Bailey.
She could probably do that if she gets the right opponent. So it's like,
right. You know. I mean, you had to have she had two to tango. Like can't just be, you're only as good as your opponent. And I mean, that's why like Undertaker has had some god awful matches, but he's had my favorite match of all time. And it was twice with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania when they ran it back to back. Those two WrestleMania matches. And
right. And Becky in her autobiography, Becky, you know, she was there that night for Bailey Sasha in Brooklyn. And then like the rematch, the Iron Woman match. She's talked about how like they in the back they all knew they were like, oh yeah. Yeah. It's like we're going somewhere. Yeah, it's like that was awesomeness that we just witnessed.
That being said, I haven't seen any women's wrestler as good in the ring at her age.
Mm-hmm.
Now the whole package that's just a little slow down with what Mercedes was doing and what Bailey was doing and what Charlotte was doing and what Becky wasn't quite there yet, but you can tell. But
she talked about that. She definitely felt that she was behind them. And it's like, and that she felt like she was very insecure and felt that she had to really work her ass off because she felt like she was like the fourth wheel of the horsewoman.
Yeah, I just think that Kendall is so that level that we haven't seen since those three.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's Meltzer said what he said is because it's recency bias, but we're all living in recency bias on what Kendall was doing.
No, it's like I haven't seen someone since like Roxanne where it's like, oh, she's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, now Roxanne is different also because Roxanne has been wrestling since she was a teenager in high school and had a lot of independent and other promotion work before she ever ended up in NXT. So, you know, like Kendall's just started. She's just only 2 years into the business, and she's this amazing. It's like it's just amazing to watch.
Yeah. So basically, it went like this: of like, oh crap, you're different. Was obviously the four horsewomen, then then Roxanne, then Stephanie, and then Kendall. Like that's kind of from me, my fandom, from my eyes. Like that's what I'm like, oh, that's different. Oh crap, you're different. And then Stephanie, nothing against Julia. She works her. We love Julia here, but Stephanie's style works she's so smooth, so fluid, and can just do anything.
I cannot wait to when we get to see Kendall wrestle Roxanne, Stephanie Vicker, Rhea, Bianca, and the other woman on the main roster. It's like, oh my god! Just thinking about it just gets me all excited.
Yeah. All right, Dynasty.
Yeah, so let's close out things. We're going to run down AEW Dynasties this Sunday night from Vancouver, British Columbia. So, as of right now, we have one pre-show match and 8 matches on the main show, which is surprisingly low for an AEW pay-per-view. Usually we got 11 or 12 matches. I don't know if we're going to add any more by the time we get to Collision on Saturday, but for right now, between the pre-show and the main show, we have 9 matches. So for the pre-show, we got Alex Windsor taking on Marina Shafir. Makes sense. She's defending her man Will Ospreay by going after the henchwoman of the Death Riders, Marina. This one could go either way, but I would think they would want to give Alex Windsor a big win here. So I'll go with Alex winning that one.
I'm with you.
So then for the main show, the match we've been waiting quite a while for, that they've been for many months, and got delayed because Copeland had to go film Peter Jackson. It's CNC taking on FDR for the AEW Tag Team titles.
CNC's winning this. I don't think
I don't see how they can
match.
This match has been building for a long time, and they're in Canada. I don't see how you could have those two lose in Canada. It's like, I think we're getting new tag team champions here. Mm-hmm. I'd be shocked if they lost. This is going to be a fun grudge match. Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley. It is for the Continental Championship. Now, I didn't think they need the title, but it makes sense that the title's on the line because Continental rules bans all people from ringside. So no Death Riders can show up and cause shenanigans. So Ospreay can get to have Moxley all to himself. Now, I don't see Ospreay win the title, so I think there might be some shenanigans where Moxley will escape with a win in this round. So I'm expecting somehow Moxley to win this match.
Here's how much I'm looking forward to this match. I totally forgot there was a championship involved.
Right. The championship is not what this feud is about. This is a blood feud.
Yeah. This is that good stuff. This is how you build a feud.
Yeah. Then we got Andrade El Idolo taking on Darby Allin.
That's gonna be fun. I don't even care who wins.
So this is basically Andrade has been hired as a hitman by MJF to take out Darby to keep him away from the title picture. And he's promised that if Andrade beats Darby, he will get a future AEW championship title match. So I think Andrade is winning this.
Yeah, I do too. But I think it's going to be two kind of crazy different styles. And
it's going to be an interesting styles clash, these two.
Yeah. But at least Andrade's being booked like we think Andrade should be booked.
Yeah, exactly. AEW Women's Championship match. Tekla defending against Jamie Hayter. Tekla. This is just a filler feud for her until they find something better. So this wasn't planned, but because Kyle Fletcher is injured, we now have a Casino Gauntlet match to crown a new TNT champion.
Ciampa.
Ciampa and Rush are the only people who are confirmed to be in the Gauntlet. I'm pulling for Ciampa to get the title back.
I think Pat McAfee will.
Okay, I appreciate you do what again. Give Ciampa Sylvie back.
Yeah, give Ciampa back.
The Young Bucks taking on Don Callis family representative Okada and Takeshita. Don Callis family's winning this, so we'll get Takeshita and Okada at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
They'll get along just enough to get this match over, and then they can go beat the shit out of each other at Double or Nothing.
Right.
For the title. And we will look forward to that.
No, what's going to happen is they'll win, they'll raise their hands, and then they'll just look, and Okada will just be sitting there with his middle finger right to catch the face.
Oh, absolutely. Just got added on this week. Chris Jericho taking a Ricochet. Jericho's going to win that.
Yeah. Going back to the Okada Takeshita stuff, do you think Dave Meltzer already has like 27 stars on that match?
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, Jericho's going to win that. He just came back, signed a new contract. He's going to be beating Ricochet. And we should see how much ring rust Jericho's going to have in this match. So we'll see if Ricochet's going to have to help carry the load. We shall see. And then the main event, MJF versus Kenny Omega for AEW World Championship.
Swerve Strickland's going to come out and cause some shenanigans because we haven't.
I will not be surprised if Swerve fucks Kenny over in some way to help make sure he doesn't win the title against MJF. It's payback. I can totally see that happening, especially with him being conspicuously, like I said, absent lately since he lost the number one contender match to Kenny. So, will not be surprised if he makes his presence known in this title match. It's going to be a hell of a match. I'm looking forward to it, but MJF ain't losing the title anytime soon yet. But it's going to be a banger match, I think.
Yep. And I will give you, So, and here's the reason why MJF will have the title for quite some time. Mm-hmm. I give you 4 minutes of MJF, and all they ask him is, "How are you?"
How are you, sir? And thank you so much for hopping on this morning.
Shut the fuck up, Dave. I'm in a rotten mood, okay? Matter of fact, I'm in one of the worst moods I've ever been in my entire life. And I feel horrible because I've got a living legend here in Natalia who's going to have to listen to me rant and rave. Natty, I apologize to start off to you. You're a wonderful woman. The only Canadian I've ever, gotten to, I've not met you in person, but the only Canadian that I've gotten to know, outside looking in that I don't think's a complete idiot and a talentless loser. Now, I'm about to talk about Dynasty, but before I do that, I want to just say one more thing to you, Natty. What you and TJ are doing right now for wrestling in general is incredible. And I think it's awesome how much you guys are helping young talent. And now I would actually like to speak on young talent a little bit. Let's talk about TNA and the fact that they are pulling young talent off of shows when they're barely paying them any money whatsoever and telling them, hey, you can't wrestle because there's a guy from another promotion that's wrestling on this show. Does that help young talent grow? Does that help young talent become better inside the squared circle? Moreover, does that help young talent put food on their plate and on their table so they can eat? What Carlos Silva is doing is disgusting, and if anybody supports him or that company at this point, it is very hard for me to wrap my head around. Now, let's also talk about the fact that Nick Nemeth is completely terrified of me, and all of this, in my opinion, is just some blatant, weird conspiracy and excuse, because he knows if he gets inside that squared circle with me, he's done for. Now let's talk about the biggest show in April that's happening this month. Let's talk about Dynasty in Vancouver, Canada. Let's talk about Kenny Omega. Let's talk about the God Kenny Omega versus the Devil MJF. Last night, LaGreca, let me ask you a question. Kenny Omega stood in that ring, that bumbling idiot, and he talked for what felt like 7 hours about how when he's in that ring, it feels special. What he does is special. Like, when he wrestles, it's an art form. Do you believe that to be true, Dave LaGreca?
I got to tell you, Max, when you came in, you saved it for me. Thank you. I wanted to give you a thank you, and thank you for
I've been saving professional wrestling ever since I entered this great sport. And let me tell you the problem with attitudes that Kenny Omega said. Oh, what I do, it's so special. I don't give a shit about getting 5, 6, 7 stars if I'm in the Tokyo Dome from Dave Meltzer. I don't give a shit about people saying I'm the best bout machine. You know what I care about? I care about winning, and nobody does it better than me. Every single time my back is against the wall, I win. For those of you who are fans of Kenny Omega, let me explain this to you. Am I a slouch inside the ring? Mind you, you're talking to a guy that had the greatest dog collar match of all time, greatest Iron Man match of all time, greatest Texas death match of all time. I had some of the greatest matches in the history of the sport, and I just turned 30. I've had a Hall of Fame career in record time. And you want to talk about me? You want to talk about me and whether or not I can lace up the boots and get inside that ring? I'm the best professional wrestler in the world. That is a fact. So if Kenny Omega wants to talk shop about how great he is in the ring, be my guest. I can assure you that this matchup, this main event matchup, is going to go down as one of the greatest main event matches on pay-per-view in the history of this sport. However, the difference between me and Kenny Omega is this. I am not going out there to entertain you. That happens by accident. That is not my intention. My intention, as I said earlier, is to win, and I am going to win. I am going to usurp your God, your best bout machine. It's funny to me that he calls himself the cleaner because I'm the guy that's going to have to clean up the mess of fucking piss, shit, and blood that this guy's going to be left lying inside of my ring on April 12th. Good day, sir.
Mic drop.
And that is why he's not losing the title. That's why I said at the beginning of the show, we talked about CM Punk's promo. I said there's only one other guy that can go out there and do that. He's on the other company.
Yep.
Because all he did is ask and said, hey, MJF, how you doing? And you saved it. And he even spun that and said, of course I saved it. I've been saving professional wrestling. We don't understand as a wrestling fan as we are, that and we've said it before, Tony thanks the gods that MJF is on his program and not on WWE.
Yeah. That was awesomeness.
That was awesome. That stuff is why we come and do this show every week.
That's why I love that man.
Yeah. That's why he is amazing. What he does. And as much as you want to deny it, it just pains you because you're jealous.
Yep.
I
do appreciate him giving Natty and TJ their flowers for what they're doing with the dungeon.
It's crazy how he's so sincere. He's in character, but yet he's not in character. That what he just did is some of the toughest stuff because he sold Dynasty. He talked shit about his opponent. He talked crap about TNA, which also was promoting the fact that the Nick Nemeth match didn't happen because of what TNA did. But he still talked crap about that. Still promoting Natalya and what TJ are doing. He did so much in a 4-minute promo than a lot of wrestlers can do in 20 minutes. And he also talked crap of what Kenny was doing, or just blabbering around and sending circles around himself.
Right. He eviscerated Omega there. It was just fantastic. Yeah. And I do appreciate it. It's like he was right to take shots at Carlos Santana because I don't think you don't need to be a genius to figure out why Carlos Silva did that. Yeah, it's like I don't think we need to spell it out for you.
WWE. Yeah, good day, sir. That being said, good day, Justin. We did it. As we said, next week it will be a different show. It will be basically our WrestleMania preview. We will go over Dynasty at the beginning of the show. We will have Josh from Finstock Sports Network here to. Yeah, you gotta love MJF. And he'll be on here. We'll be going a little earlier for Caden, just so you know. GIF.
We're going to be going at 8 p.m. Eastern, a little earlier to accommodate Josh Kimmel joining us to talk WrestleMania.
It is upon us, Justin. Another year. Yep. Another WrestleMania. And we shall enjoy you all joining us to talk about that preview show next week. And as always, Justin, it's always a pleasure. Like, subscribe, ring the doorbell, Discord down below. It's free to join as we sit there and talk shop about.
Thank you and GIF and everybody else for watching. Appreciate you being here.
And guys, that's it. We did it.